Thank you so much for joining us today on Dealing with the Issues. My name is Heather.
I'm Nikki.
And today we are going to discuss unrealistic expectations in a relationship. Where do we think unrealistic expectations come from?
I think they really come from the media.
The media, really social media, magazines. Mm-hmm. Now, when you talk about unrealistic expectations coming from the media, are we speaking things like body image?
Yes.
Are we speaking career-wise,
yes.
Realistic person, the type of individual that you're dreaming to be with when you're a little girl?
Yep.
When we're young, we do. A lot of young women or little girls dream about getting married or who they're going to marry.
Thanks to Barbie
and Ken.
Well, some say Barbie and Kim.
So, Barbie and Ken and Kim, whoever.
Ken and Kevin.
Whatever. You actually, exactly, whoever you're going to be with, I think that ideology begins early.
It does.
You have a Corvette for your doll and a house for your dolls and everything
shoes,
else.
The dresses.
So where do you think the unrealistic expectation of the proverbial white picket fence, 2.5 children, dog and a cat, really comes from?
The American dream.
Right. And do you think that based on the American dream, is it realistic?
Well, I think also dealing with unrealistic things, we put a lot of pressure on who we want to be with because they need to have a job, they need to have education, they need to be able to do carpentry, they need to be able to cook, drive. Some of them need to just,
go to shop, rest.
Right. But not everybody.
Carry on good conversation.
Not everybody has that. And who we love doesn't always dictate what they're about. Reality says, this is coming into the real world, that we all are flawed and that none of us are not perfect. Yeah.
And when we come together with a person, we're trying to create a team effort, somebody who's going to walk through life with us.
A bond.
We're trying to forge a bond where we can walk through life together. And that we know that we feel safe with each other, and that the whole premises behind it is being comfortable having that person's back. And you find that a lot of relationships tend to be one-sided because of that person not living up to their expectation, when in reality you chose that person.
Right. For example, we might have the woman that's a CEO falling in love with a chef. He's just a chef.
Or you can have a situation where, whether or not he's just the chef, maybe he works at Circle K.
Right. So who's to dictate? It's unrealistic that just because I'm high up, that my love is going to be high up too.
Right.
That's unrealistic.
It doesn't always happen that way.
My love can come all the way from the middle of India, and I not even know it right now.
Right.
Because I'm setting unrealistic expectations.
And you can't do that. And putting unrealistic expectations on somebody to live up to your expectation is doubly as wrong.
And it's more so a little bit ignorant.
Right. Because you have to be able to embrace all that person is and all that person isn't, for all that they are, for all that they are not. Because let's remember, we're not perfect either.
No.
We all have our flaws.
We do.
And if we want somebody to accept our flaws, no matter how minimal we perceive them to be, we have to be willing to do the same for someone else. Yep. You can never drag somebody in the relationship with the intent on changing that person or molding them into what it is you want them to be.
It has to be a team effort.
Has to be.
Because you don't want nobody coming in and telling you, eat the cake.
So, question for you is, when you think about just dragging or bringing somebody in a relationship with the intent to change that person, is it just plain flat out wrong from the get-go? that you failed to get to know that person? And is it a matter of a time constraint where you didn't get to know each other well enough that you dragged that person in and tried to change them rather than getting to know who they were?
Right.
And rather, you didn't get to know who they were. You jumped in the relationship. Now you want to change them because you don't like what you're seeing. Or you want them to live up to an expectation that, in my reality, in my 4 decades on this planet, does not exist.
Right. Right. Agreed.
It doesn't exist. You're not gonna, your knight in shining armor is not gonna gallop on his white horse and come and save you,
he
him
might
or
have
her.
one leg and he might have a missing thumb. But you can't take love away from that.
You can't take love away from, it can't be shallow.
Right.
Love is deeper than that.
It is. Love is blind, and she might be blind.
Right. He or she is not going to come save you. They're not going to gallop, and everything that you're going through is based in a world of reality. We have to step out of the fantasy and what is being fed to us as we're growing up, that somebody's going to come and save us, somebody's going to take care of us, somebody's going to be everything that we want them to be.
But wait,
and then
let me add this. So you know how people, they be portraying themselves in social media as one way. They be,
the representative.
Wait, they be all about it. They be like, I got this her, I got this everything, but behind the pictures, you got Smeagol. It's Smeagol on the other side of that fine picture you looking at.
Right, I call that the representative.
Woo.
Usually a rebounder, sometimes too, when they have gone through the motions of coming out of a relationship and transforming themselves in order to go back out into the scene and start dating to be wanted by whoever, you know, is their attraction, whether that's male, female, doesn't matter to me. LGBT, holla, I'm all for you too. The same rules apply on the LGBT side of the fence. Ain't nothing changed. It's all the same. Who you're with is who you're with. And is it possible that you can expect too much of that person?
Yes.
Absolutely. When do you let it go? When do you say that I'm flawed and I want somebody to love me for who I am, and they're flawed, I'm gonna love them for who they are?
Because the only difference between a rock and a diamond is the pressure it's been under.
What?
That's it.
Like it.
Pressure makes for precious stones.
Yes, it does.
I would like to
Yes,
say
it
that.
does. And not only that, relationships and those expectations, they will dwindle down when you learn to accept your situation, and you learn to just love that person for who that person is,
they are.
and remember in the first place why you chose them and why you love them,
Or why they chose you.
Right. You have to remember that. You got to take it all the way back to the beginning of the relationship. And what made you infatuated and flattered and all of those things, that is still the same person.
If it was a chase, chase that fool. Continue chasing. You got him, keep chasing him. Right?
Right, but at the same time, people have to understand that there is, we call it the honeymoon phase for a reason.
But
because it's
scary,
the beginning.
Yeah, that's a scary piece though.
Why?
Because, you know, the honeymoon
Sometimes
phase, we got to be careful about who we're attracting.
Right.
Because if we keep attracting the same individual,
Then
it's pretty much it's something inside of you that you gotta fix. If you keep turning around and getting in these same situations with these same type of individuals, and you was with Jenny last week, and now you with Joseph because you don't know which side of the fence you on, he whooping your tail. Like, you have to figure out something inside of you because you're making these unrealistic decisions.
And these decisions are definitely based on who you are, and these are things that go on with us that underlying and on a deeper level require you to get some therapy or some counseling, because there's something inside you laying dormant, whether that's issues with your parents, issues with family members, siblings, how you grew up, how you were treated, childhood, whatever. These are the types of issues that require therapy in order to be able to leave the past behind us and move forward, and to value ourselves and not feel guilty when things are going good and when they're great for us. Don't feel guilty about that. You are deserving. And every human being on this planet is deserving of happiness and love. So when you're denying yourself that, or you're thinking that someone putting their hands on you is love, or someone verbally abusing you is love, that is not love, period. Love does not hurt. And I can't emphasize how many times I've had to say that to people. It does not hurt. Love makes us feel valued, deserving. It motivates, it inspires, it makes us feel good in the skin that we in, and who we are, and who we are going to become. And that person is supporting and uplifting.
Don't take your past out on your partner. Do not take your past out on your partner. Do not bring all those old issues onto your partner, because, you know, like you said, Heather, love shouldn't hurt.
No.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, or emotionally.
Right.
Love should not hurt.
And if it's not hurting you, no, there's nothing wrong there. That means everything is right. Stop looking for what's wrong with you. Because 9 times out of 10, it's what's wrong with us that we are seeing in other people. And that's why we attract the same people over and over and over again, because we haven't addressed our issue. And we are nothing more than a mirror of those who are around us. Birds of a feather flock together. Amen. And if you think you're not one of them birds, give it a little while. Honey, you'll turn into one. I promise you that. If you keep the same circle, be around people who love and uplift you, and make you feel good about you and that you can do anything.
Somebody you can sit with and say, we dealing with the issues.
Every day.
Every day.
And as I close this on a note, me and Nakia want you to just value yourself.
Please.
And know that every day we're all dealing.
You're beautiful.
With the issues.
You're beautiful.
Inside and out. And don't let anyone tell you no different. And you attract someone just as beautiful as you are. So I want to thank you so much for watching us on Dealing with the Issues. Please check out our Chef's Corner on our Dealing with the Issues website. Also, I'll be teaching you on Heather's Crafty Corner how to make boho bracelets. And we'll visit Yvonne's Corner where she's going to teach us some Mod Podging. And we have a Teens, Tweens, and Little Tooth section coming real soon. Thank you so much, and I appreciate everyone who takes the time out to view us.
It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me, girl.
Thank you for being here.
I had such a good time.
This is my co-host.
I'm Nakia.
I'm Heather. And every day we are
dealing with the issues.
This has been a Dealing with the Issues production. Thank you so much for watching.